Larraine Harrison. I'm a retired school improvement advisor and a governor of a multi-academy trust, and I'm also a children's author. But I am very passionate about drama in education, where drama is used as a teaching method across the curriculum. And like most people at the moment, I'm thinking about making it happen. How can we make drama happen in a socially distanced classroom? So I have here just one very short idea based on one simple strategy that I have used from early years right through to Key Stage 4. All you need is enough space for children, maybe 2 to 4 children, to stand in a socially distanced line somewhere in the classroom. This particular drama strategy, I've used it across the curriculum, but my example here is based on developing inference and deduction to a fictional text, a story. It can be, what we need to do is to find a moment, a key moment from a text. It could be any moment. It could be at Key Stage 1, the moment when Goldilocks was pursued by the bears and she's running out of the house. It could be the moment when Banquo's ghost appears to Macbeth. It could be any moment. But I'm choosing for my main example a moment from a book by Ted Hughes called The Iron Man, which is very popular from Year 2 right through to the Key Stage 2. And I've chosen the moment where the boy Hogarth, little boy Hogarth, has discovered an Iron Man in a farming community. And he tells the farmers about this, and he lures the Iron Man into a pit. And there's a moment where the Iron Man falls into the pit dug by the farmers. And we have a line or a few lines from the text which say, "Only Hogarth felt suddenly sorry. He felt guilty. It was he, after all, who had lured the Iron Man into the pit." So, out the front in the class, you have 3 children. A child sitting on a chair in the middle to represent the Iron Man, a child on one side to represent the farmers, a child on the other side to represent Hogarth. And this is where my attention, not physically but metaphorically, my attention goes away from the children at the front and onto the class. Because this is, I suppose, a kind of forum theatre. Because I'm going to ask the children in the class to make the key decisions about what essentially is a series of freeze frames. And this is the first freeze frame. And my question to the children is this: where are these characters likely to be looking? And I give them either or before I give them a chance to think about it. Let's take the Iron Man. Is he looking down into the pit because he's terrified? Or is he looking at the farmers? Is he planning revenge? Or is he looking at Hogarth? Did he know Hogarth had lured him into the pit? I give the children a few minutes to look at the text, think about the response to that, but I want evidence from what we read so far. And if there is no clear evidence, then we are guessing, we're making a good guess. I tend not to do hands up. I tend to choose a child from the class because it's that child's interpretation. If that child can give me a reasonable explanation based on evidence or inference, then that's the one we're going for. I go through every character like that. In Hogarth's case, I might say, well, we know he's sorry. Is he looking at the Iron Man feeling sorry, or is he so guilty that he's looking away? In my planning then, I've gone through each character in turn and I've worked out an either or. So once we've decided where the characters are looking, we're ready to do the first freeze frame, and it goes like this. 1, 2, 3, freeze. Only Hogarth was suddenly sorry. 1, 2, 3, relax. Second freeze frame. Same characters. I wonder if this was in a book where there were thought bubbles. I wonder what would be written above Hogarth's head. So we get a few examples, again, based on evidence from the text. And then I try and encourage the children, what if you was thinking something entirely different? So we get a couple of ideas for each character. And then either the children, we do the freeze frame again, and either the children, who are the characters, will speak out the thought, or they can choose a thought, or maybe the class themselves have chosen a thought that's written on the board and they read the thoughts out, or maybe 3 different children can read out the voices. But it goes like this. 1, 2, 3, freeze. Only Hogarth was suddenly sorry. This is what they might have been thinking. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, relax. We can go to a third freeze frame. I wonder what the characters were feeling, because what they're feeling is different to what they are thinking. If I've got little ones, say it was the moment when Goldilocks ran out of the house pursued by the bears, this is how I do it. I say, tell me, children, how do you think Goldilocks was feeling? Scared, they say. Okay, I say, children, when I say 1, 2, 3, go, I want you to show me with your bodies how Goldilocks is going to look scared. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, let's move to Daddy Bear. Was he feeling scared? Maybe. Was he feeling something different? Cross, they often say. Okay, same thing. 1, 2, 3, go, show me, cross. That's interesting. I say that's a different means of expression. That's different to Goldilocks. What am I saying to these very young children? That different characters have different perspectives on the same event. It's a key learning area. So let's go back to the Iron Man. Now we've done the freeze frames. I then choose one child and I say, I'd like you to be our reader. We have a book image here. And you as our reader, I say, if you were to stand next to or near one of these characters, the one who you feel the most sorry for or the one who you feel the most empathy with, which would it be? So the child identifies, it might be the Iron Man, it might be Hogarth, with reasons. Why, I say. What is it that the writer has written in that book to make you feel like that? Sometimes the link between the writer and the reader is not actually made explicit enough for children. You too can make readers feel differently just by the words that you choose. And if we were to change some of the words in this text, would you feel differently about that character? We can also begin to look at, in year 6, maybe at authorial perspective. What would the author intend? Those kind of things. So, next I am going to give the children a task. I am going to give them a role, the children in the class, as eyewitnesses of some kind. With the Iron Man, they could be another farmer, they could be some villagers, they could be journalists. Whoever it is, they are going to draw a little sketch of what they have seen, and they're going to write maybe a diary or an article or whatever about what they saw, because obviously they've witnessed the freeze frame. With little ones, I'm trying to create a character for who needs to know. And very often, if it was Goldilocks, I would play the part of Goldilocks' mummy. And for this, I would use a scarf. And I would say, I wonder, children, if you can pretend when I put on this scarf that I'm going to be Goldilocks' mummy. And if I want to come back to being Mrs. Harrison, I will take it off again. So is that okay? So everybody's clear that you're playing that role. So I put on the scarf and I say to the children, our Goldilocks has come home and she's covered in porridge and she's gone to bed. She won't tell me what's happened. Do you know? They'll know, but they'll get it often all mixed up. I love it when I say to them, no, I said, you've got that wrong. Goldilocks would not knock on the bear's door and ask to come in. Oh, no, they say, no, the door was open. So you can get them to clarify some of the examples on that one. So there we have a group of strategies. We've got freeze frames with thought bubbles, feelings hearts, book images, and we've also got writing in role, and I've also done a little bit of teacher in role and mantle of the expert at the end of that. If you'd like more information about some drama strategies you can use in the classroom, you feel free to go to my website, larraineharrison.com, or look me up on Twitter. So thank you for listening and enjoy the rest of Brewed Arts.